Good morning. Surprise live. Hold on, I gotta put some stuff in here. Nobody knows I'm here. You'll find me later. We're gonna paint stamping. A couple of you have asked me about that. I love to do it, so we're gonna do it together. Just getting something to post in here for you guys. Could have done this before, but like I said, it was a surprise, even to me. I didn't even know I was going to do this. I've been wanting to do something in pink, go figure, and today's the day. All right, let me go over to my personal page and tell people that I'm live. Because nobody's here. There we go. Okay. Somebody say hi so I don't feel like the Lone Ranger over here. Somebody say something. All right, look. If you've not done this yet, exclamation point notify. No space here. And it has to be here on Old to Ooh La La Art, not on the other hand-painted pieces page, because that page doesn't work properly. I haven't used it in years. So on any one of my lives, on the Old to Ooh La La Art page, you type this into the comments in any of the lives, you'll get notified when I go live. Hi, Judy. I am doing great. Ah, I love doing those papers. I'm not going to lie. That's all I want to do. But, I mean, how many Christmas papers can you make? Right? I think I might be done with Christmas papers. I got a lot of them. We're going to do a really cool thing tomorrow. Very excited about. Okay, so we got that out of the way. So somebody remind me in a half hour I have to go stir my soup. I have a pot of soup on the stove. In fact, I'm going to go stir it right now while you look at Sugar Plum Fairy. We're going to use this today. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to paint. Aw, mine are unique. Thank you. That's a very nice thing to say. You know, yeah, the new pink stuff. Judy, we're going to do a live. I got it all, all cut up and ready to go. We're going to do a live tomorrow with, we're going to make a loaded pocket with all the new pink papers. Oh, I'm so excited. Where was I? I'm all over the place. What kind of soup? Oh, you buy that bag of beans at the grocery store, and just that with, diced tomatoes and carrots and onions. And, I don't use their seasoning pack. It has a weird flavor to it. I put my own seasonings in it. Onions, and at the end I'll boil some pasta, a little shell pasta, and put that in separately as we eat the soup, because that pasta just kind of disintegrates if you put it in, right at the start. Okay, so love this stamp. It's probably my favorite stamp from the release. I love these corner pieces Love, Love. We're going to use those today. And we're going to use the gorgeous Christmas tree. So let's take those off right now. What? Charlene, how exciting. I didn't know that. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Well, blessings for the new couple. That is so, so exciting. I hope your weather's gorgeous. Probably is. Oh, that's so exciting, Charlene. You didn't tell me that, girl. I don't know why you would, but I like to know stuff, you know? We might use those ornaments as well. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got a 6x3 tag, okay? I sell these in packs of 20 in my shop. I'm going to put a link for it. Judy, I don't know if it's better, but it's pretty yummy. My husband asked me to make it, so it must be good. What were we just talking about? Oh yeah, tags. I'm going to put a link for the tags. These tags are hard to find, like in a manageable amount. So I bought thousands of them a couple of years ago, and I sell them in groups of 20 for, I don't even remember how much. I don't even remember. I think it's $10 for a pack of 20. Okay. The stamps are available, Bonnie, and welcome. In the very first comment is a link to the stamp. I'll put it in again right at your, I'm going to put it right in at your comment so you can find it later. It's a great stamp. There you go, Bonnie. Okay. Hi, Robin from Colorado, on the run this morning. Okay, well, you can catch replay all day. Well, you know how that works. It's always around. Well, it's around for 30 days, and then I put it on my YouTube channel. Okay. Well, enough yammering. Let's get started. So I've got just this card, just like this. Plain, plain, plain. I'm going to use archival ink. I use Iron Orchid. You can use Ranger makes an archival ink. You want it archival because we're going to get it wet. You don't want it moving around, okay? So I take my stamps. Oh, darn, I didn't put a link in for this. This is my secret weapon. I'll have to get the link for that too. I take a thin mount and I cut it into quarters. And I'm going to, first I'm going to put this upside down on my card and see exactly where I want it. And unfortunately, this card cuts off the star. It's a bummer, but I can live with it because we'll put a beautiful pink bow up there, okay? We're going to do this tree in pink and gold. So that's where that's going to go. Then I take my thin mount. I've got this exactly where I want it, and I line it up with the edge of the card, okay? So I'm going to line it up on this side. I'm going to line it up on this side. Then I press down, and now when I go to stamp, all I have to do is line up these edges along here, and it'll go exactly where I want it to go, okay? So I'm going to use my black ink. And I hope I have enough. I never think I have enough ink. I'm going to stamp it on something else first. Make sure I have enough. Oh yeah, okay. We're good. So there's my Christmas tree. I'm going to remove anything that might have gone on the edges. That's just me. You never know. this tool prevents that stuff from transferring, but you never know. See, and that could end up on your paper, which would not be good. All right, so now I'm going to take my tag. I'm going to line up this side with the edge and that with the top, and this will lay down exactly where I had it before. There it is. Once you commit, hold on to that thing for dear life. Hi, Tina from Ontario. So I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to take this is called a stamp pressure tool. It looks like one of those things you play air hockey with. It's got a felt bottom to it, and it only presses on the part of the stamp that is supposed to connect with the paper, and you'll get the most amazing results with your stamping this way. Much better than your fingers, because your fingers are uneven. You know, if you come in with your fingers and press, you know, there's little spots where your fingers don't meet. This meets the whole stamp every time. I'll take a little peek. Oh, so gorgeous. I mean, the detail. Have you ever? Look at that. Absolutely. I mean, that's beautiful like that. You know, you could spray that with some walnut ink or coffee, and that would be beautiful. But we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna hit it just for a second with some heat. Thank you, Charlene. Charlene, I better see pictures. All right, this ink dries really, really fast, so there we go. Now, I'm using today all acrylic paints, and I usually use Paint Couture, but for this I'm using acrylic paints, okay? And I'm using Vintage Tea Rose. I'm using, what's it say? Moss Meadow. These are all folk art. I'm using Burnt Umber, and then this is not folk art. This I get online, and it's iridescent gold fine, and this stuff's gorgeous. I'll put a link for that as well. See, I wasn't prepared, so I don't have my links all going. Oh, hi, Margaret. Yeah, that thing does work. Yeah, it's fabulous. I'll put a link in. After I'm done, I'll go get all the links that I should have got before I started. But like I said, this was a surprise to me as well. I didn't really know I was going to do this till about 15 minutes ago. All right, so I'm just getting some fine brushes that I can paint with. I don't use my good watercolor brushes. I just use inexpensive brushes. Hey, Margaret from Australia. Welcome. All right. The first place I'm going to start is with the tree itself, okay? And I took this Mossy Meadow, it's folk art matte, and just put a little, you don't need a bunch, little dot, get a little closer, little dot of that. And I'm going to make it pretty wet because I want the paint to be transparent. I don't want to cover up my lines. So I want it to kind of act like watercolor, but it's not watercolor. But I want it to act that way. You know how watercolor is translucent? Now see, even this I know is too, even a little bit more. I want it to be very, very translucent. Then, good day. I'm just going to come in, listen, I'm not going to overthink this, okay? I just kind of come in and I just kind of touch the branches like this. If I go outside the lines, I'm not that concerned with it, okay? And I'm just I'm just kind of matching what I see here. I'm not going to paint over, there's pine cones here and there's ornaments. I'm not going to paint over those. I'm going to paint those a different color. So do you see what I mean by if you make it really translucent? You can still see the lines of the stamp, and that's what you want. Sherry, hi. All right, so this is kind of repetitious, but it's got to be done. And I'm just painting wherever I see the foliage from the tree. Sometimes you have to back up from it to see what's what. When you get too close, sometimes like something that looks like that's for ribbon, you might think, oh, that's part of the tree. It's not, it's ribbon. I need better glasses. I love this one little lone ornament sticking out here at the side. I think that's really sweet. So I just want to go all around these ornaments. And the ornaments have those little, what do you call them? Little, like square toppers on them, you know? Don't paint those green. We'll paint those gold. I have a trick to painting circles, and I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes, okay? Circles are hard to paint. They are for me, anyway. Just making sure the tone of my tree is the same everywhere. Isn't that pretty? Pretty green color. There's, what do you call them? Pine cones in here too, so be aware of that. And we're going to paint those brown. This is therapy right here, you guys. I've been watching a lot of watercolor videos. They kind of pop up on my Facebook, and it's like, get my watercolors out. Play with some watercolors. A couple of years ago, I picked up watercolor and really, really liked it. I was obsessed for a while. You guys, you old school guys probably remember. Look, if you get too much, go like this and take it off, okay? I got way too much paint there. And just get a paper towel and take it off. Sometimes you have to back up from it to see it. So I did one in red, which I really, really like, but today's is going to be pink. Because pink, you guys, No, I love my pink. I know this is not riveting, but a couple of you asked for it, so here it is. This is the most laborious part, is the tree. It'll get more interesting here in a minute. Okay. Whoops. There's always a spot that you miss. But you can always come back in and touch it. So that's really pretty. It's a nice soft green. I'm going to go stir my soup. I'll be right back. Oh, it smells really good over here, you guys. All right. So, we've got the tree done. I'll wash off my brush. What should we do next? Let's do pink. So this is called Vintage Tea Rose. I don't even know if there's anything in this. It might be completely dried. And I can get some out of that. Don't need much. There it is right there. Isn't that a pretty color? Pink. And then we're going to make a pretty pink bow out of crinkle ribbon to put up top. It'll be beautiful. Everybody's like, what do you do with those tags? Well, put them in journals, time to gifts, time to like a bottle of wine or spirits if you give for the holidays. The purpose of them for me is just to make them. Just like making them. I used to make a lot more tags than I do now, but tags were my thing for a long time. In fact, I used to do a live every Tuesday called Tag Along Tuesday, and we'd make tags every Tuesday. So I'm going to take some of this off because I don't want it dripping wet. Okay. And here's how I make circles. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make all this side of my ornament, then I'm going to make this side of my ornament. And that's what I mean by that is this. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make a half moon. I'm going to come in and make a half moon. That's a pretty pink. You can do this with watercolors as well. You'd have to make your tag out of watercolor paper. And then I switch it around and I do the same thing on the other side. And I get an almost perfect circle. Oh, Sherry, you're right. Darn you. You know what? Maybe we'll put pearls at the center of all the bows. That would be really pretty. Let me get them out right now. Let me get them out right now. They might be out. I have white and I have like vanilla. Maybe we'll use the white. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for that suggestion. I had not thought of that. Okay, so now you've got perfect pink circle ornaments on your tag. Now we're going to make all of the ribbon pink on the presents down here. Pretty simple, just straight lines. And do your bows. See, by making the paint nice and watery, you still get the lines from the stamp still shows through. Did I miss one? Where? Oh, I sure did. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. I did miss one. All right, what are we doing here? We're doing bows on our gifts. You know, it might be pretty too. Oh, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so now we've got beautiful pink bows on our gifts, which looks amazing. I wish I had silver. I'd paint. Do I have silver? I don't think I have any silver. Wait a minute. I have silver heavy metal metallics. It's called dazzling aluminum. I wonder. I'm just wondering now if maybe I don't want to do my You know what? I rarely use silver. Let's see what happens. I know that this is super pigmented, so it's really, I don't know, it might cover up my stamp lines too much. I just don't know. Where's that piece of paper I stamped on for practice? Let's see what happens if I put silver on here. Oh no, the lines still show through. Hot dog. All right, course change. We're using silver. And this is from the Heavy Metals bundle from Pinkator, and I'll put a link in for that as well. We get these from our friend Robin. And it comes a set of 5, a couple different golds, one called Stardust, this dazzling aluminum, which is like, ugh, so beautiful. You're going to see right now. So let's do our garland. Oh yeah, and then we'll use the white little pearls, okay? We'll do the garland and we'll do our gifts. So let's start with our gifts. Oh yeah, that looks amazing. That could not be more silver. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm so happy. I love when you have an epiphany and it works. Isn't that pretty? That's really pretty. I'm very happy with this choice. So now we just have to paint all these packages, and then we'll paint the I think we'll paint the pine cones first, if I have any boo-boos. This silver will cover it. Again, not super riveting, and I was going to sit here by myself and do this, but I had a couple people ask me to paint stamps, so that's what we're doing. Oh man, the payoff on that is wicked good. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Very happy. I'm not sure what this is back here. Like, I can't tell, see by the trunk of the tree, I can't tell if that's like part of a present. So I don't really know what to do with it. And I kind of left it blank on my other one too, because I didn't know what it was. See down there by the base of the trunk? I don't know what that is. Is it part? I don't think it can be part of the present because it's at a weird angle. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it alone like I did on the other one. Cross that bridge when we get to it. Boy, this stuff goes on like spreading velvet. In the garland, this is going to be amazing. Wow. Look at the shine from that angle. Container of pot for the tree. I had not thought of that. Oh, it's weird. See, it's got like little lines. I don't know what it is. Like, what is that? Look at the shine on those presents. Ugh. And it almost, now that you mention that, it almost looks like it could be like part of the trunk. I just don't know what to do with it. When in doubt, do nothing, which is what I did on the other one. I just left it alone because I didn't know what it was. I've got a little piece of hair on my brush. Oh, this paint is really fun to paint with. It's like laying down velvet. Okay, so there's our gifts all done. Oh, I'm so glad I thought about this silver. Hi, Veronica. Thank you, Charlene. All right, so I said I would do the pine cones before I did the finish your sentence. Before I did the garland. That's what I'm going to do. This takes just the smallest drop. Because we're not going to use very much of it. We're going to water it down like crazy. Because this is this particular paint, I love it. Very, very pigmented. And again, I don't want to lose my lines from my stamp. And then I want to go in with a fairly dry brush. Because I don't want it to be sopping all over the place. And I just get a nice light color on those pine cones. If it's not dark enough, go over it again. It's too dark. There we go. I think that was supposed to be a ornament, but now it's a pine cone. Artistic license I'm using here, you guys. Make it whatever fits in with your project. I just don't want these too dark because then you lose what they're supposed to be. Isn't that pretty, that little pop of brown in there? I love brown and pink together anyway. It looks beautiful. It's a beautiful combination. Ooh, that's very dark. Oh, you know what? I've got it on top of some black. That's why. Usually that paint doesn't rehydrate after it's been dry for a long time. Not this time. Give these kind of like some brown, like down one side to give them some dimension. They don't look so flat. Now I remember last time thinking, it's weird, I've got like pine cones there, but I don't have any down here. So I think what I did was I made my own pine cone, but that would be dangerous. Because I'm not going to have those cute little lines in it. I'm going to do it anyway. There's enough going on that you won't even know the difference. Okay, yay us. Now, I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat. Hair and makeup finished. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Thank you, Veronica, for sharing. Okay. Now let's paint in that beautiful garland. What is this down here? I got a smudge. I don't like it. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Okay, that's all right, because we're gonna antique this anyway. So here's my, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna do my garland. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. So, so pretty. Oh, I forgot to do my trunk of my tree. I am going to put little pearls on this. Right in the middle of these bows. Here's an example of, like, right in there, that's tree, and I missed it. So I'll have to come back and fill that in. Painting makes me very quiet. Such a tranquil thing to do. Look how pretty that is. Oh, gorgeous. Just backing up to, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put in all the little tops to the ornaments. You see them? They're super tiny, but they're there. And even the ornaments that don't have a top, I give them a top. Because I like the way it looks. This little guy out here, he's like the tiniest little top. Literally just touch it with the silver. All right, let's see where we're at. You know, some of these pine cones look like they have little tops to them as well, so I'm going to give them tops too, like they're hanging. Why not? Nice thing about this paint, you can kind of put it sideways and you can see what you painted. Okay, that looks amazing. Let's paint the tree trunk that I forgot. I'm going to act like that's part of the tree trunk. I just decided. Yeah, that looks all right. Yeah. And then I took, with my brush, pretty dry, and I just kind of lined these lines down here under the presents. A little bit of that soft brown, like a shadow, just like that. Kind of ground those presents. Okay, now what do we have to do? We have to add pearls. Man, that's pretty. And we have to make a bow. This little guy up here is lacking. There, I gave him some dimension on one side. Oh, I had a piece of green in there that I need to address. was right in between something. Where was it? Hold on. That wasn't the spot, but I found another one. I think it was right in between these. Okay, looking good. Now what did I say we were going to do? We're going to I have this tool, and I couldn't find it the other day. It's from my old scrapbooking days, and it roughs up the side of your paper. So that's what I'm going to do. Do you see how this is kind of roughed up and it just makes the ink look really cool? So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take and I'm going to, it's got like a little razor blade in there. I'm just going to take it and drag it along. You can do it with the edge of your scissors as well. Look, you take the edge of your scissors and take the blade and rough up your paper. So you don't have to have the special tool. I just happen to have the tool. And then when you run your ink along there, it looks really cool. Ooh, and then we can put a pearl in the middle of the bow that we're going to put up top here. That'll be pretty. Okay, so now we got that all nice and roughed up. Now, let's talk about these itty bitty pearls. Hi, Sonia. I'm going to attach them with this glue because it has a really, really fine tip on it. And I am going to use the white ones because we're working with silver, and I think silver and really white looks good together. Why don't we ink Tim Holtz Vintage Photo and go all around the sides of my see how, because it's roughed up, it just looks cool. And then I'll come back in with my blender tool, get some ink on it. And get a nice shadow going around here. See the difference from side to side? Huge difference. I even come in here and kind of want to make the whole tag kind of the same tone. I like my corners really dark. See, it just warms everything right up. It looks so pretty. We're going to do some splatter on this too. I just haven't decided what color yet. My gut tells me to go with the color of the pine cones because brown always looks really good as a splatter. I think it'll look nice against the silver and stuff. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Do a little brown splatter. But I'm going to give myself a new little dollop of brown because this brown, when I put it here, it reactivated that black, which surprises me because generally paints don't reactivate. So this looks like the same kind of paint, so I'm not going to use that plate. I never throw anything away. Well, rats. Let's use this one. Just a little tiny dollop of this. Now, when you splatter, it needs to be really wet to come off the brush. I hope that paint doesn't reactivate. See how wet that is? Super, super wet. And when you splatter, cover anything that you don't want to have splatter on it because this stuff has a mind of its own. When you start splattering, it goes where it wants to go. So I have all of my papers already done for tomorrow's live, so I'm going to hide those. Thank you, Judy. This, I don't want splatter on that. I'm just going to put a paper towel over everything I got going up here because I don't want to get paint on those. Okay, so we're going to splatter. I test my splatter first to make sure I have a good consistency and the right color, and it's just like that. That's all you're doing. Tapping a brush with really wet paint on it, okay? And it just, look what that adds. It just adds so much. Adds dimension, and some down here by our presents. There. Isn't that pretty? Very, very pretty. It's really pretty to do it in white as well if you're working like with darker colors and stuff because it looks like snow. So that can be really pretty too. I didn't think it would show up very well here. Brown is always a good color to splatter, in my opinion. There. Perfectly happy with that. Now you've kind of opened up the sides of that card, and Harjeen, does the silver come in red? I don't know, Sherry. I'm going to give you a link to Robin's website, and you'll have to go look there, and I'll ask her when I'm done here. It'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? I would imagine Paint Couture has a beautiful red glitter color for Christmas if I had to guess, but I can't swear to it. But we'll ask Robin and find out. So because you've opened up the sides of your card, it really is going to read like a light color. So I just kind of go in on the edges of my card and do that. All right, I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to stamp on the back of this card before I put any pearls on it or anything. I'm going to stamp on the back of this card with these corner pieces because I love them so much, and we might hang a couple of ornaments from them. I'm not going to paint them on camera. I'll paint them off camera, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. First, I'm going to go stir my soup. I'll be right back. We're having the most gorgeous weather right now. Fall in Las Vegas is absolutely stunning. All right, so again, I'm going to take these and I'm going to lay them down the way I want them, like that. They're going to kind of go off a little bit, because what I want to do, I want to leave enough room. Sorry. I want to leave enough room to hang these. So I have to be strategic. This one's smaller, so it can go up there. See, so I have to make sure, well, first of all, these have to be upside down, or it doesn't make any sense. So if I hang this one from up there, this is the smaller of the two. And then if I put this down here, and again, it's fine if it goes off, then I can hang this larger one from there. That'll be cool, won't it? So those are in a good spot. I'm going to pick those up, lining up with the card itself. So now I've got those picked up. I'm going to ink those. I want picks too, Charlene. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, so we got that. Let's get any of our little, I call it overspray. Oh, at the end of this, you're probably not going to see it, but I'm going to take this card, I could probably do it right now, and I'm going to spray it with some kind of sealant, like a water-based polyacrylic. That's what I did with this. You can see it has a bit of a glimmer to it, just to seal everything in, because that looks kind of flat. So I'll be doing that. I think I used this polyacrylic clear satin. Okay, but that's when I'm done with everything. But probably before the pearls. Where are we at? Okay, so I'm going to take this. That's going to go right there. Line these up. Remember, I'm lining up with the tag itself. Top of the tag, and the side of the tag, and then I'm just going to lay it down. Hold it. Always have a nice firm grip. Where's my... Beautiful. Okay, so now both sides of this card are going to be gorgeous. Now I've got my little ornaments. I'm going to hang one there. Is that the small one? Yeah. And then I'm going to hang one from there. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I'm going to get a smaller, this is like just a smaller little piece of hard plastic that you can put stamps on and still see through. It's so dirty with ink. I'm going to clean it off first with rubbing alcohol. Huge difference. Look at all the ink that was on there. Okay, so this I can just kind of put on here, and I can just kind of hover and put it where I want it. And I'll be painting these all over, not on camera though. So it'll be the same theory as the front of the card. So I want to line it up so that kind of, it's got like a little hook at the top. I want that to make sense. It has to attach to something, or it'll look like it's just floating in thin air. So I'm going to put it right there. Ooh, so pretty. Now let's do this one. Again, it has to attach to something. Put it right there. Beautiful. And then I'll paint all of this the same colors of this and give it the splatter treatment and do the whole thing. And then I'll show you pictures. Let's tie the bow. So this is just crinkle ribbon that I've got ink all over me, that I got wet. It's 100% rayon seam binding. It has to be rayon or it will not crinkle when you get it wet. You can find it on, I buy mine on Amazon. I buy big, but I go through a lot. I buy big things like this. How much is that? It's 100 yards. Look how much it's a lot. But I go through a lot of it. I have it in a lot of colors because I really like it. I like the look. And it can be used for a myriad of things. All right, so tie this bow, straighten it out a little bit. I do a weird kind of over the finger kind of thing. I'll try to find the spit it out, Victoria. I'll try to find the, sorry, that wasn't even on camera. Not that you're going to get this. Took me forever. So it's over your middle finger once, over your index, over your middle, over your index, over your middle. 3 times over your middle, 2 times over your index. Okay? Come to the back. It goes all the way underneath everything. Comes out the front. It comes up. I can never remember this part. I may do it wrong. And I think it comes up from there. Yeah. Then you come here and it goes up inside there. You pull it. You pull it off your fingers and you got a really cool double bow. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? Pull these both down to the, see, so this will go up here. I'll put a big pearl in the middle of that. That'll look really, I'll cut these off. That'll look really pretty. Yeah. That would be nice. And if these aren't going the way you want them to, which those are not, you can, I do this all the time. So if that's going to go there, I'm going to want about that much. I want those to go more off to the side, but they're not. So I just give them a little spritz of water and kind of train them over to where I want them. Very easy to manipulate this stuff with water. Crumple it back up, but now it's going over to the side, which is where I want it. And then of course there's always hot glue to hold things in place. That's going to be pretty. I'm going to put little pearls. I'm going to put a little pearl in the middle of that. I'm going to probably paint this pink so it doesn't show so much. That color, what do you call that? Like the tag part of the tag. Yeah, okay. I'll get real pretty pictures of this. I'll finish painting the back. That's it. That is it today. That's how I paint a stamp. That's how I would paint that stamp. Slow motion of that bow. Sherry, I have saved the reel that I found it on, and I'll find it and I'll post it because girl, I bet I watched that thing 30 times, and even sometimes still I still have to watch it because I get it wrong. But I love that it gives you this very cool double bow. I really like that a lot. Instead, I used to tie two separate bows and stack them on top of each other, but I like this better. So I'll fuss with that off camera. Oh, but isn't that just the prettiest? It's so, so pretty. And here's the red one next to it. Pretty in both colors. Really digging it in pink. That is it for me today, you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm going to finish up a few things here, and then I'll be posting it later if you want to look for inspiration. And don't forget to join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock for a scheduled live. And we are going to work with the new Dreamy Pink Noel. And I got most of my stuff cut out already, or else the live would be 1,000 hours long. And we're going to make a beautiful loaded pocket, loaded tag pocket. Got all these beautiful tags. And then a few days later, we're going to make a journal. So yeah, using that Dreamy Pink Noel collection that I just made that I'm just so in love with. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate you bunches. Thank you, Judy. I will list the ribbon. Yes, I will. I'll list everything. I'll start making notes right now of what I need to do. Like I said, this was a surprise. So generally I have all my ducks in a row, and so I need to list ribbon. I need to list the stamp tool. What else? I need to list the bow reel. What else did I say I would show you guys? Oh, I need to list Robin's site so you can get this fabulous metallic paints. That's a good place to start. If you think of anything else that you want to find, put it in the comments, because I'll go back and read the comments. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 Pacific Standard Time, so whatever time that is for you. And Charlene, have a fabulous time at the wedding. I'm sure you're already gone, but yeah. All right, you guys, appreciate you. Bye.